Ooh, look at that.
There you go, good. All right.
Can we talk now?
Are we in? Are we live?
Are we allowed to talk?
Hanging on.
Oh, and we're gone.
We are completely gone.
I like to
Oh,
look
we
at
back.
myself in the video, so like we gotta put like a little mini screen underneath that screen.
Yeah.
I gotta keep in mind, look at this camera now.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, this is us.
Oh, Mag Daddy. Yeah, this is us right here.
Those GoPros actually work pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks solid.
All right, let me get this up. We live right now? There we go.
I'm just.
Cool.
We there?
Pull
I
the
just want to
string.
make a
Let's just keep
proclamation.
talking.
Yeah.
Because I wrote 600 words last night on my backstory. No one read it. It's my heart.
I didn't know where to find it. I looked all over your character sheet.
If you go under notes on my character sheet,
I think it may be notes for you.
are you on D&D Beyond? Yeah, it's under backstory, under notes. So click on my character sheet. Notes. Do you not have notes? So it should be right there. Really? Show me your screen. Click extras.
I don't have a Twitch account.
Oh, that's so weird. It doesn't let you see our backstories.
You have to subscribe to any account.
Ooh, okay.
You being the DM, you can
Can. What's like the...
But you should still be able to see mine. That's
latency
weird.
delay on this stuff?
Okay, well I sent
The,
you my
like, lag.
backstory.
Do you know how much delay there is?
It's in our text group. So
Oh,
my
that's-
character, are we live right now?
Yeah.
Are people watching us? Okay, so my
Oh.
character, he grew up in like a Roman-based society. Yeah. Oh, well I didn't know we were live.
Take it away,
I
DM.
did now. DM.
Are we live, like ready to start live?
Well, we're supposed to talk about church a little bit too.
Well, I didn't do that. I gotta get your mic in.
Take it away,
My
Pastor.
mic or his?
It is.
Oh. So, yeah, man, we're super excited to be here with you guys with Three Circle Church. If you didn't know already, we're probably the coolest church in the world because we stream. And one of the great things that we're going to start streaming now is the Dungeons & Dragons. So, yeah, pretty pumped about that. We have some people here with us. Everyone want to introduce yourselves, maybe? We can
Yeah.
start from left to right.
Okay. What's
That would be Trayson.
Left, okay, yeah.
Don't know my background.
Well, hello. My name is Trayson. I introduced myself last time.
We have matching hats.
We do. I've
Almost
seen
wore
Zach.
mine.
Zach has it too.
Almost
So I
wore
was
mine
hoping
today.
he had his. But I'm excited to be here. I've been up for a long time, and I'm excited to stay up for even longer, playing some D&D.
It's just my hair now.
Uh-oh.
What's up, guys?
He's got bedhead.
I'm the new face on the stream. I wasn't on the last one because I couldn't make it. But my name is Zach. I also work here at Three Circle Church. And so, yeah, I'm excited. Haven't done anything ever live streaming on like games or anything. So this is the first for me. So don't hate me too much in the comments.
Zach Allen's one of my top 5 favorite people that I know right now.
Thank you.
So I want to start
It's an
with
honor.
that statement. Second statement, my name is Jordan Thrash. I am one of the pastors here at Three Circle Church. I'm afraid to tell my role just in case this doesn't work out well. I don't want it to blow back on my minute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the young adults pastor. And yeah, man, I'm super pumped. I've always had interest in D&D, except when I was in high school, I thought it was lame. But since then, I've always been interested in D&D, and we talked a little bit about D&D at our last stream. And so I'm super pumped not only to obviously get to do this with some friends, but get to do this at work and to share the gospel through it. And so yeah, dude, this is gonna be super exciting.
Yeah, from now on, if someone says, "Did you ever get paid to play D&D?" The answer can be technically.
Yeah, I did. Be like,
Yes.
or you can throw that back at somebody, be like, yeah, I play a D&D. Oh, I've been playing longer than you. Yeah, but are you professional? Because I am.
Give me that other mic. Where's that at?
On the ground.
Having issues with me? Yeah.
Oh,
Put it on that mic.
There you go.
Here you go.
Buddy, help out.
Oh yeah, they haven't heard anything you've been saying.
Yeah, that's really
Well,
awkward.
they've heard it, but I get an echo. I'm sure there's some.
Okay. There you go. But you still have to introduce yourself once your mic works.
I can barely hear Garrett at all.
My skin color is
Sorry,
tanned
Zach.
olive.
It says it's already on. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, mine's very pale. I'm very pink human.
Very
That'd be pretty.
human.
Have you made a Hero Forge mini yet?
No, were we supposed to?
Well, no. Obviously, like I did in my nerdiness, I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna make one.
There was a time in my life when Hero Forge was like my favorite, one of my favorite
It was in your bookmark. It was in your bookmarks.
Oh yeah.
It's just
I find it
constant
difficult. I don't have that creative.
There's also
You know,
some
that
tricks
eye.
about it, too, like, you learn a little bit
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jourdain made my mini.
I
I made his. Yeah.
He made
I
mine.
didn't make one. Matt made me one, and that was his wedding gift to me. Was a little mini,
That's
whatever
fun.
this guy's in. I broke his staff already, so actually I broke it twice already.
Hey, are we good? I can't hear you.
Do you need to put it closer to your mouth?
Yeah, do I need
Yeah,
to?
probably.
Probably, yeah.
Probably
dude,
need
you
to
have
put
it
it
like
up.
I
a
would
foot
go
away.
like,
Put it
Like
up
right
next-
here where we are.
yeah, be careful with your beard too.
Next time, shave your beard before this. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that might be better. How's that, Trey?
This work better? Can you hear me now? Hang on, keep going. Check. Hello? Yes.
Check.
Okay,
check,
that was the issue.
check.
That was it.
One.
That was it.
Oh,
It's
man.
too far
all right.
away.
Well,
Introduce yourself.
oh, yeah. Garrett is my name. I work here
D&D's my
doing,
game.
D&D is
doing a couple of things. But now, I guess part of that is DMing this D&D
You're a professional D&D'er.
stream, which is great. And I will call my mom and tell her later. I'm sure she'll be very
Look,
proud.
Mom, and I'll pay it off.
Mom, the college of debt paid off.
So, are we ready to start?
Told you it was not just a phase.
I mean, I'm pretty ready.
Trey, are
I'm
you
ready
ready?
to jump into this.
We ready?
Players, are you ready?
Yeah,
Players. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
ready?
whoa, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
420. Okay, I see you.
What a random
I see
number.
you, Thomas.
All right,
Oh, it's not random.
let's begin.
Oh, and I always forgot you gotta read the comment. Sorry, you
That was dope.
I was just reading
I don't know who Thomas is, but he's my friend now.
Alan, your map looks pretty good, though.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, I drew that myself.
Trees are pretty solid.
I got a B in art class in high school, so please don't hate it too much.
Hey, a D is passing, so in my mind you did.
Oh,
Twice as good
I
as
said a
passing.
B, but yeah, thanks for yeah.
All right, let's begin. More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as Fendover's Pact, by which they would share a rich mine in a wondrous cavern known as Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, the mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters allied themselves with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge called the Forge of Spells, where magic items could be crafted. Times were good, and the nearby human town of Phandalin prospered as well. But then disaster struck when the orcs swept through the north and laid waste to all in their path. A powerful force of orcs, reinforced by evil mercenary wizards, attacked Wave Echo Cave to seize its riches and magic treasures. Human wizards fought alongside their dwarf and gnome allies to defend the forge. The ensuing spell battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-ins and tremors, and the location of the Wave Echo Cave was lost. For centuries, rumors of the buried riches have attracted treasure seekers and opportunists to the area of Phandalin, but no one has ever succeeded in locating the lost mine. In recent years, people have resettled the area. Phandalin is now a rough-and-tumble frontier town. More important, the Rockseeker brothers, a trio of dwarves, have made a pretty interesting discovery. Unfortunately, they're not the only ones interested in what they have to find. We begin our session in Neverwinter, a bustling, cultured, and cosmopolitan city-state in northwest Faerun, regarded as its most civilized city. Known for its craftsfolk and gardeners, the city's multicolored grass lamps, precision water clocks, exquisite jewelry, and magnificent gardens ensured the warm winters were colorful and the summers were rich. But we now move to the dock district, onto a ship that is currently being worked on by a friend that we will get to know well, one Billy Bowlegs. Zach, would you please give us a description of your character?
Yeah, my character's name is Billy Bowlegs. Bet you're wondering how he got that name. He is a Lightfoot halfling, and he essentially is like 3 feet tall. I'm playing a swashbuckler rogue, and so essentially just imagine me as Jack Sparrow, but as a dwarf, a little tiny man. And my one big fault that you'll see over and over again in this campaign is that I have a serious case of little man syndrome.
Benjamin Button disease.
I have
Napoleon syndrome.
Napoleon syndrome, yes. I have a bad case of little man syndrome, and that'll come into play as we go on and we carry on in our sessions.
All right, so we're on a ship, and the scene is that our Billy is just hanging out. They have just docked for the day, and you're sitting in your quarters, and you see a letter fly underneath your door. I've just texted your letter to our little group text, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to read the letter.
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
Pull out a little knife, slice the letter open with just amazing accuracy. Just
I should make
accuracy
you. I
you've
should
never
make
seen
you.
before.
I should make you roll,
Roll
so
for
that if it's
accuracy.
a
Roll for
nat one,
accuracy,
you
okay.
just
Note
cut
that.
the letter
First
in half.
roll of the stream. It's an honor. That would be a what would that be?
It's just do dex and proficiency.
Dex. Oh gosh. Okay, that's a 23.
Perfect.
Man, just extreme accuracy. You seen those TikToks where they take the sword and they just like do like that? That's what I just did. And so yeah, okay. Now I need to read this. Now the thing about my character is he grew up on a ship, so he probably doesn't know how to read. So this ought to be very interesting. Just kidding. I'm gonna do that. It says, "Dearest William B. Legs, I hope this note finds you well, friend. I am journeying to Phandalin with old Sildar Hallwinter to attend some business. For I both fear and hope that I am on the cusp of something marvelous. A wagon should be coming up tomorrow, and I am in dire need of an escort of the most elite ability." Well, thank you. I thought long and wide for the best person for the job and decided it had to be you, of course. Upon safe arrival and delivery, you'll be compensated 50 gold pieces at Barthen's Provisions. Just ask for the owner and tell him who you are. Meet tomorrow at Stumble Inn at noon. With respect and regard, GR.
Now you would know that GR is the signature of an old friend whose name is Gundren Rockseeker. Now, for the people watching who may not have played a whole lot of D&D, the best part about it is everything is made up, kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And so for this particular time, Zach, I want you to just, Gundren Rockseeker is a dwarf who's kind of been around for a while, an explorer. So just tell us a little bit about how you and Gundren Rockseeker met and what your relationship is like.
Nothing better than some good improv. So as we were sailing from sea to shining sea, we met on a ship. I used to be a deckhand for a long time. It wasn't a good environment. They always left me downstairs. That's why I'm so pale. So I never saw any sun. And one day, this just gnarly-looking dwarf, beard down to his knees, just fell into my cabin, woke me up in the middle of the night or day, whatever time it was, not really sure. And he asked me what I was doing down there, and I told him. And so he brought me on board to be a part of his team. And we actually ended up fighting everybody on the boat. It was pretty insane, because I was like, yo, this dude don't even know me, and now he's like fighting everybody on this boat. What's up with that? And so when we got back to town, he just brought me on board with him, met up with some other of his friends. It felt nice to be with some people that were my height.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed his company, and it's been a fortnight since I've seen him.
Well, I can tell you've put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah,
so
so
thanks
much
for
thought,
thanks
yeah.
for all the
Yeah,
effort.
absolutely.
But that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's great. Great. So he said to meet him at the Stumble Inn at noon tomorrow. So.
Okay, can't wait.
All right. We move now to a rustic tavern in the lower district. No, I'm sorry. We move now to, well, we'll say we move now to a rustic tavern in the docks. So we're staying in the docks. We've moved from the actual ships to a more rustic tavern there. It's called the Drop Dead George's.
Thomas just tipped $1. Thanks, Thomas.
Thanks,
Wow.
Thomas. $5.20 now, Thomas. Wow, what a hero.
Is this real money or is this like Monopoly?
No, it's real money.
It's real.
Yo, let's go, Thomas!
Just blew out their eardrums.
We are, this place is called the Drop Dead George's. It's run by 3 generations of Georges.
Yeah.
The granddad, George, the dad George Jr. and the son George III.
Is there a person named Murphy in there?
One,
Correlated to the Dropkick Murphys?
Lopez?
Maybe.
One day they'll have a fifth of George's.
The place, this is a place always kind of filled with maybe the rougher, lesser known members of society. But it gives them a time to relax and not have to worry about being judged by the high class, more hoity-toity people, if you will. A frequent client at the Drop Dead George's is none other than our friend Bartimaeus. Would you please explain your character, or sorry, describe your character to us, Jourdain?
Yeah. So my name is Jourdain again. I'm playing Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus, he's about 5'11". He's kind of burly, but he kind of holds the stature where at one point in his life he may have, been a little burlier. He kind of has that 1,000-yard stare, scars kind of all on his face. But I think the biggest thing you'll notice is he wears a bandana around his eyes because Bartimaeus is actually blind. And so he walks around with the help of a quarterstaff, and yet he wears leather armor that looks like it's kind of been pieced together over certain times. And yet he does have a shield and a sword. He does play with a rapier, but the rapier looks more like a gladius because of the level of finesse that he has. But he has a rapier and a shield that don't match the rest of him. It actually seems like they're very Greco-Roman, kind of in their design. And he's kind of in his mid-late 30s. But when you meet him, he's kind of soft-spoken to people he doesn't know, and he kind of keeps to himself. So Bartimaeus, he is a human variant, which if you're new to D&D, let me tell you, human variant means you're a human that can take a perk. And then he is a fighter rogue wizard. And so when you learn about his backstory, I'm sure it'll come up as we go. But there are reasons why he has fighter, rogue, and wizard that actually tie into his backstory.
Great. So I'm assuming that Bartimaeus is probably sitting at the end of the bar or maybe at a table by himself. And George III, the kid who's probably in his early teens, comes up to you and says, "Hey, someone came by this morning and left us this letter. I guess somehow they knew you'd be here," and he slides you a letter.
And I, as George is talking to me over here, I'm looking over here and say, "Son, how about you pick it up and hand it to me? Because I can't see."
It's on the table in front of you. Sorry, I should have said that.
Gotta feel around. I grab the letter.
No, right in front. There you go.
Yeah, directly.
I open it and I look down and go, because I can't read it because I'm blind.
It's in Braille.
I thought you said you had blind sight at 10 feet.
Huh? Oh, can you read with blind sight?
Blind sight is sight within 10 feet. Yeah.
Okay, so
Wow. This is a new thing.
is that really it? Man, I didn't even know what I
He
had.
takes his blind
I have
hold
blind
off.
fighting, so you use blind sight with it. Okay, yeah, effectively
He's been
see
faking
anything
it the
that
whole
is behind.
time.
Gosh, I can't read
we're
this
saying,
thing.
so we'll
Got
say
you.
like
No, it works. So I still play that with George though, because I
sure.
don't want George to know that I can read.
for sure. We'll say it's like between 10 and 5 feet. It's kind of like a nearsighted glasses, and then 5 feet to where you are, it's pretty clear.
Okay.
But anything larger than 10 feet, you can't see.
Awesome, that works. So yeah, so I kind of get sarcastic with him and thank him because my character he is blind, but he is also kind of selective. I would say Bartimaeus is kind of selective about who knows that he kind of has the ability to somewhat see.
Yeah.
And again, we'll play into that in the backstory and kind of with his wizard. Actually, his wizard backstory will even tie into that a little bit as well. But kind of sarcastically do it, and then when George walks away, I open up the letter to read it.
And your letter is in the.
My dear Bartimaeus the Blind, love it. Hey, all of our people that are commenting, you can tell me what scripture that's from. No. Bartimaeus the Blind, I hope this note finds you well, sweet friend. I am journeying to Fandolin with old Slitter Hallwinter to attend some business, for I both fear and hope that I am on the cusp of something marvelous. A wagon should be coming up tomorrow, and I am in dire need of an escort of the most elite ability. I thought long and wide for the best person for the job and decided it had to be you. Upon safe arrival or delivery, you'll be compensated 50 gold pieces at Barthen's Provisions. Just ask the owner and tell him who you are. Meet at the Stumble Inn tomorrow with respect and regard, GR.
Great job. You're a great reader, Jordan. Fantastic.
Thanks.
I'm glad you can read. All right. So now, if you wouldn't mind, since we did it to Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and Gundren? You know, you could have met, 30 years ago. You could have met a couple weeks ago.
Is this the same guy that he described?
Yeah, this is Gundren.
Oh.
Yeah, but Gundren
Little
is the
dwarf
kind of
man.
person that has done a lot over a long life. So
Oh, yeah.
So just
Okay.
describe how you know him.
I was leaving. So when I was leaving my homeland, I finally hit a point where I had to take to the seas rather than just trying to stay hidden from my previous mentor. And Gundren actually was the first person to let me onto his boat. Many people did not have a willingness to take a blind deckhand, and Gundren showed me the kindness. He seemed with a deep voice, short in stature, but everywhere he goes, it seemed that people either respected him or feared his fist. And so, over the time of getting to know him, he taught me a few things about living on a boat, and he actually helped me figure out some of my external senses as a blind man, as I developed my ability to swashbuckle on the ships that we worked on, seeing me from port to port. I only knew him for a short season, but all of the memories I have of him are fond,
Yeah, fantastic.
except for that one time.
Ah, yes. We won't talk about
Even
that.
I've heard of that one time.
All right, perfect. So we've got two guys getting letters specifically written for them. Obviously, it's definitely not generic. Just kidding.
And then there's this guy.
Yeah. So now we move on to our last. Well, our
But
last
not
for
least.
the day character. We go to the. We move to the lower district in a.
Your district sucks.
In a house that's pretty good size for the lower district.
Ooh,
District 12.
But,
dang, you're the richest and the lowest. That's impressive.
It's a double wide refrigerator box.
But we move inside to a family of. Are you a? What's your race again?
I'm a half orc.
Right.
Whoa.
We move into a family of orc and this combo of orc and people and human,
It's like that episode of the Clone Wars.
and we see
That is forbidden.
a bunch of young half orcs running around, and then one that looks to be. Well, we'll let you describe yourself, Tracy. Why don't you describe your character for us? Tell us the name and then tell us a little bit about it.
So I'm a half orc barbarian. I'm
He's watching some now.
yeah. So I'm about 6'4". I weigh a good 220 pounds of pure muscle, but I'm
Nice.
I'm 13 years old. And so
You're 13. What?
I'm a youngin, but I'm the guy. I'm the kind of guy that's getting looked at by college recruiters in middle school.
Nice. He's the
Well,
one
you
they're
do
talking
live in the
about
lower
for you.
district.
I
so
live
don't
in the
know
lower
what that
district.
means.
He's gonna glow up.
Well, so you kind of walk in from your day, and you see your youngest siblings around the coffee table, laughing over something they seem to be reading, and then they all look at you when they see you, and they quiet really quickly, and their eyes get wide because you've arrived back at home. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I go see what they're doing.
You
See
walk
what
over
they're
and
laughing
see
at.
that there's an envelope on the table that says your name on it, and then they are reading a letter, and it's been kind of ripped a little bit, and they're obviously not been taking the best care of it because they probably can't read.
They don't have that precision.
There's a
They
murder
knew-
hobo in the comments.
But they knew it was yours, and so they wanted to mess with it just to mess with you. What do you do?
I snatch the letter from them and shoo them off.
And so they
Ribs in 10 pieces.
and so one of them snickers and runs, and your youngest sibling starts crying and runs off towards your parents for how mean you were for them. But anyway, if you'd like to read your letter, it is in the group text.
Dearest Ignatius, I hope this note finds you well. Friend, I am journeying to Fandolin with old Silder Hallwinter to attend some business. for I both fear and hope that I am on the cusp of something marvelous. A wagon should be coming up tomorrow, and I am in dire need of an escort of the most elite ability. I thought long and wide for the best person for the job and decided it just had to be you. Upon safe arrival and delivery, you will be compensated 50 gold pieces at Barthanen's Provisions. Just ask for the owner and tell them who you are. Meet at the Stumble Inn tomorrow at noon. With respect and regard, GR.
So you actually know who Gundren Rock Seeker is. He's a friend of your dad's, and you've met him a couple times, and he's often told you that he'll use you when he needs you when you get older, and it seems as if
Now's the time.
you're older. And so basically the three of you have received letters saying to meet at the Stumble Inn tomorrow at noon, if you so desire, to help your friend Gundren escort a wagon.
You just got a sub.
Nice.
Oh, Thomas, too good.
Thank you, Thomas. You're the
I run
best.
out and go to the closest ship and leave for another country.
Perfect. That seems like
And-
something you would do.
Jordan has
Welcome
left
to
the
Dungeons and
campaign.
Dragons.
His first and last campaign.
Anything anybody wants to do before noon tomorrow?
Nah, man, I'm good.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
beat
good.
my siblings.
Oh my gosh.
There's a murder hobo in our comments.
Perfect.
He said to
Yeah.
kill all of his siblings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
Great.
lord.
all right. So you each go the rest of your days. I'm assuming you shell out on a ship or under a bench or however you two shipboard people tend to live, and you enjoy a nice night at your family's house. Probably a little bit restless because you're nervous about the idea of actually going and adventuring for the first time with this older guy that you know that does a lot of adventuring. So.
Sounds weird.
So
Sorry. Sorry.
so yeah. So the next day, you guys know where the Stumble Inn is.
I stumble in it.
Wow, it's
'Cause
like
I'm
you.
blind.
Because he's blind, he runs into the wall.
It's
He
like
runs
you-
into the door frame.
The joke.
Yeah, what's that joke? Blind man walks into a bar and a chair. The table.
Why don't all of you roll a d20?
I would love to.
What's it for?
Just for the sake of it.
I would-
Actually, why don't you add your initiatives to it? Let's make it
Oh
an
my god,
initiative
thank
roll.
you. That was helpful. You walked into the wrong bar.
You want to start, Tracy?
10.
3 plus 9, 12.
29.
Awesome.
What is yours?
16.
Plus 13. Good.
Oh, by the way, for everyone watching, just so you know, I don't think I said this, but I'll say it again. I said it before maybe, so I feel like I've already said it, but we are playing through basically the beginners module of D&D because we wanted everyone to we didn't want it to be too crazy. However, we are playing with 3 players who are not beginners, and they also wanted to all be level 6, even though this is written for level 1s. So,
We wanted to be level 5.
so just remember that if it seems a little silly or if they seem to be a little bit, overpowered at points, just bear with us on that. Just full transparency. Anyway, all right.
Starting at level 1 is cool, but starting at level 6 is cooler.
So, Bartimaeus is the first to arrive at the Stumble Inn. Are you going to wait outside or are you going to try to go inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the phenomenal show Daredevil on Netflix, but very Daredevil-esque. I use my walking stick and kind of tap around. Before I go in, I kind of have a feeling that I would like to scope out the area.
Well, as you walk in, since you are specifically using you're specifically being careful, why don't you go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me, but you can roll it straight up except for with disadvantage.
I have alert, so I don't think I have to take. Do I have to take a disadvantage on checks? My blindness doesn't affect me with my alert feed.
Read what the alert says.
Yeah.
I think it just means you can't be surprised, but I think you can still fail acrobatics.
You gain +5 to initiative. You can't be decisive in your decisions, and creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls. As a result of being unseen, and then the other one was, I guess it was blind side, or you see. I'll
Yeah,
I'll
this-
have
this-
to look into, I'll look into it more later.
This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
it's
so-
just more the.
The low end was a 10.
Well, you were rolling straight up, not with disadvantage. So what was your best roll?
Oh, well then my best roll, or my worst roll, because I just rolled twice.
Just roll again and just
Okay.
use the one roll.
Okay, you got it. There you go. Here you go,
All
buddy.
right.
We'll put this
That's
in-
gonna
we'll put this in the
be
middle for
15.
us.
All right, you.
There we
Cool.
go.
So
There
you
we
walk
go.
in and
That's
you're
good.
inside the bar now, or the
Okay.
tavern now, and yeah. What would you like to do?
Well, I kind of tap around and work my way to a seat and just kind of sit down.
What was your initiative roll?
I was 12.
You were 12 and you
Yeah,
were 10.
we're just going in row like this.
So,
Yeah, pretty much.
so you show up probably. We'll say you got there in timely fashion, about 11:15. You're there about 11:50, about 10 minutes early.
Okay.
So how are you gonna wait outside? Are you
I
gonna
would
go
like
in?
to. I would like to roll stealth before walking in.
All right.
I'm kind of just imagining that if I successfully do this, the bar doors would fly open, but no one would be there. So they're gonna be like, "What's going on? Is there a draft in here?" Let's see. And that was a nat 1. Oh, that's a
Well,
big bummer.
That will
Stumble.
take
I need to
care of
explain
your
that.
athletics check as well. You walk in and you
Fall through the door.
stumble in and
Oh.
end up falling and going to the ground. You take no damage, but everyone looks at you and laughs.
Oh man, that really doesn't feed into my little man
I
syndrome.
wonder if the stumble in has a drop off.
Yeah, for those who don't know, a nat 1 is the worst roll you could possibly make.
Oh, right.
And
Oh,
so
right.
yeah, that.
So when you
just-
roll now, technically, I think rules as written is that like maybe a natural 1 is only a natural 1 in combat, and out of combat you can add your stuff. But it's also fun to just.
I
say,
just like
you weren't
nat
gonna pass
1.
anyway, but
Yeah. Well, I have a plus 11,
Yeah,
so I
you
may have.
true. But
anyways.
you didn't.
Anyways, yeah, fair.
So yeah, you intend to do something really
Yeah.
cool, and
But yeah,
making it even worse that you failed because you want to do something cool. Now you're on the ground,
Yeah.
and everyone's
I,
looking at you. It's not like a hardcore laugh, but everyone
It's
that's
kinda
here
just
is
a
a
snicker.
regular, and they know
Yeah.
how the stumble in works,
I
and
feel
they've
like
seen
there's a
that.
drop off at the stumble in.
Yeah,
They've seen
kinda
that
some
you
stickers.
have stumbled in truly, and
Yeah.
they just laugh,
Yeah.
appreciate the age old.
I
But you're in now.
in spite of my little man syndrome, I get up. I have this really long feather that makes me. So I'm like about 3.5 feet tall, but my feather is another like 3 feet tall. So that I think that I'm 6.5 feet tall.
Nice.
So yeah, so I imagine my feather falls off, so I put that back in a perfect, pristine condition. And I just jump up and I stare at the biggest person in this bar. I just stare him down. And yeah,
You want
that's-
to make an intimidation check?
yeah, I would love to. I just stare at him. Let's see what happens. There we go. And that would be a 16.
Let me roll.
I wish you would have rolled a nat 20 on that.
Yeah. So you definitely. I mean, no one's like deathly scared of you, but
Yeah.
they're all aware that they kind of regret laughing a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I roll and see if I can beat that? Because I'd love to make a snickering comment at him if I
You
can.
certainly can.
What would I need to roll to
How would you know?
combat?
You wouldn't have seen any of this.
Insight. Oh,
Insight.
that's a good point. You can't see further than 10 feet, but you heard someone fall, I guess, and you
And
heard
I didn't
some of the
I didn't
laughter.
say anything though. I just stared at him. So.
Nat 20.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll say that you can use your intuition to know that you had to come in carefully with your cane, and you
Yeah.
noticed the
Yeah.
little stumble, and you heard someone coming after you and fall, so you know that.
So everyone else snickers, and I can kind of hear him gasp a little, like they took back the snicker, and I go, idiot.
I'm blind and I didn't fall.
I just yelled back.
I go, idiot. I'm blind, and I didn't fall.
I just yelled back. What was that, blind boy?
What's that blind boy?
Trayson, you're there.
You
Like
sound like you're talking low. Can you speak up?
Hey, I'm over here.
Iggy, sorry, you arrive like at 12:02, and you're kind of flustered because you're late and didn't mean to be late to your first day, so you walk right in, and I would like for you to give me an acrobatics check,
An acrobatics check.
which should just be D20 plus
Plus,
Dex, and then plus proficiency if you are proficient.
yeah, I'm proficient. 20. Dirty 20.
So yeah, you are kind of running so quickly, and you're so big that you don't even you take your first step, and then your next step just naturally comes on the ground, and you kind of like sometimes when you think you're walking on the sidewalk, but you actually walk down the sidewalk and it kind of stretches you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have that a little bit, but it doesn't hurt very much, and you barely notice. And so now you arrived, but you didn't fall. So the only one that stumbled into the stumble in was
Napoleon.
It's me.
the only one that probably cared not to.
Yeah.
Go at it. So yeah, the three of you are there, and you're probably there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you hear outside this rickety wagon pull up, and it's big enough for you to hear it from inside, and you hear a couple of oxen making noise, and you see someone walk in the tavern and just say, hey, I don't know who this is for, but I was told to bring a wagon with some oxen by here this morning, so whoever it's for, it's here. And then you hear him leave and walk, and he doesn't even wait to see who it's for. He just knows that it's here for someone.
I get up out of my chair and I start heading towards the door.
And so do I.
As do I.
All right, so I need initiative rolls again to see who gets out the door first.
There's another nat one.
You stumble back up.
Nat 20.
24.
Yeah, but do your plus initiative.
23.
Oh,
So
that's a
so-
bummer.
So you both get to the door about the same time, but you notice that he looks like he may be disabled, so you kind of, as the 13-year-old, kind of let him go through, respecting your elders.
Thank you for
I
your
see how
service.
fast they're running, so I want to play it off like, yeah, just let him get that.
Yeah.
He's blind. He's a big guy. Like, I just wanted him to have it.
So you're, and then as you go up, because you're trying to, you know that wagon's for you. You don't know what these guys are doing, so you're trying to get out there, and you hit the thing again, and fall a little bit out the door, and you stumble out as well.
Trips on the way out.
But yeah, all three of you go outside and see a wagon with 2 oxen, and then it's like a wagon that's like covered, so it's got like a hole inside, and then 2 oxen on the front of it. And it's just sitting there. Nobody's on it.
So at this point, I want to make a question about the wizardry that I have.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason that Bartimaeus took, learned wizardry was to be able to utilize magic for sight. And so one of the ways that he does that is through a familiar. And so his familiar is a songbird,
Okay.
and he's able to surrender his senses to use the senses of the songbird.
Okay.
And so whenever I was creating through the character, my mindset on this, and this is going to be DM's call, would be
No, whatever you want to do, we're not doing it.
well, I would like the ability to be able to use my familiar, but when combat happens, my familiar flies off. Because obviously, if he dies, I have to collect stuff. I have to resummon him, and so in combat, I'm essentially blind. My only sight would be my 10-foot window. But outside
So
of
the
combat,
songbird kind of travels on your shoulder.
yeah.
You can look through.
And I don't want to break game mechanics, so I'll never be like, unless you allow it, like for him to fly up 10 feet and like look over a ridge.
I'm fine with that too.
You know, but we can talk through the mechanics of it. But I just wanted to run that by you and see your thought.
Well, just for I have done a familiar a little bit. So what I'll say is that when you look through the eyes of a familiar, you can't. Your body can't move. You can't walk. You can't do
Okay.
anything. So,
Like
for
from
instance,
Game of Thrones.
for instance, in this wagon, you could lay in the back of the wagon and have the songbird fly ahead to watch, but you couldn't like move or anything, that sort of deal. So the songbird could, but you wouldn't collapse. So for instance, if the songbbird's on your shoulder and you wanted to see through it, you could go for a second and see through the bird, but you just have to.
Cool.
Somebody raided the stream.
I don't know
Oh,
what
that's
that
neat.
means, but cool. What does that mean? What does that mean, Tracy?
So
Yeah, somebody
yeah,
else
that
has
makes a
to-
lot of sense.
Okay, yeah, this is let's see, sweet man, I love it.
And you can, with a bonus action, which out of combat you can do whatever you want. You can like make it disappear and stuff too.
Yeah, and I know I can also deliver a spell through
Like a
him.
touch spell, yeah.
Yeah, within 100 feet around me.
Cool.
And stuff like that. But that was kind of my way of hoping. It was gonna be a raven, but the only thing on Hero Forge was a songbird, and I kind of thought a songbird would be cooler because he's kind of innocent, and so people really wouldn't expect that as a.
The only thing I'll need from you is just to look at the songbird stat block and see if they have any sort of proficiency. Sometimes they'll have a proficiency in They have like a high wisdom and proficiency and perception. Or
So
something.
the only options it gives me is an owl or a raven. Is there a preference on which you would want to take as far as
It doesn't. It's all kind of flavor stuff. Take whichever, and then we can say as a songbird.
Awesome.
I'm fine with that for this.
So,
So the three of you are outside now, looking at a wagon that you are convinced by the letters you've received is meant for you, but you were not told in the letter that there would be other people here. So, you are first in initiative order still. So
yeah, so as I walk up, I hear two other people walking up behind me, and kind of my response to this is I actually cause myself to stumble. Like if is there like maybe like a misstep in the cobblestone, and kind of
you're doing it intentionally.
like an intentional stumble, and just kind of holding onto my quarterstaff.
Go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Okay. Performance 13.
Okay, we'll say it's pretty. It's subtle, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I do that to let them pass me up because I care more about seeing what they're about to do to this wagon. If they're coming after me or doing something else.
So we move to.
Even though you can't see.
So we move to Iggy.
I can see within 10
Because
feet.
you rolled
but no one
a
knows
23.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
we're-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just get in because I know it's for me.
You're getting in the back, or you're getting on like the driver's seat.
I'm gonna get in the driver's seat.
Okay. So yeah, so you're on the driver's seat.
Yeah, 'cause
all
I'm
looking
old
good. And then the last at the back is.
I yell at him, "What are you doing? That's meant for me."
And I said, nuh-uh.
Like
Are you
true.
12?
No, 13. 13 in 14 days.
Can I ask how old are you?
Gosh, you're one big 14-year-old. How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm a solid 26.
Okay.
No, but I said in a really deep voice.
Also, you can half orcs grow like tusks out of their bottom of their mouths, like or as they get older. So you can tell that his are like you can barely see him outside
Can I
of
make
his mouth.
can I make a request that since he tried to just do a deep voice, can he roll for that? Because I want to see if his puberty kicks in and he squeaks.
And I squeaked. What do I have to roll?
Just do a performance check.
roll
Here-
for us, Trayson.
We got some bits. Good old Thomas got some bits.
Oh, bits.
Oh, what is that?
9.
Yeah, so we'll say that you're trying to you're getting in the driver's seat. You're trying to stand your ground because you're a big dude, but these guys can definitely see through in their mischievous natures. They definitely they may not let you know that they see through you, but they definitely do.
Well.
I just say I remember those days. And then I would like to ask, okay, what was the guy's name?
GM.
Yeah, GR. Oh,
He's not here.
yeah, but
Oh,
like,
got it. His name is Gundren.
I ask if he knows Gundren.
And I said, yeah, he's a family friend.
Did you get a letter from him?
I did.
Interesting.
Did you?
I did. My pride is starting to fall because I thought that he would only count on me. Kind of cuts deep to know that he counts on other people.
As they're talking, I kind of walk up and fill it out, and I laugh a little, like kind of a little chuckle, and I said, "Sounds like typical Gundren to do something like this. When one man may be enough, he always has redundancies in play.
Redundancies.
Redundancies in play. I too am here for the wagon."
As he walks up and says that, I wave my hands in front of his face to see if he can see me.
And mid-wave, I grab his wrist.
I want to see a roll for that. Wait, would I do an opposing roll to see if I can dodge
It's just we'll do a contested acrobatics check.
Okay, I'll let you go first. Oh, okay.
17.
Nope, I got an 11.
So as you're waving, he just grabs your wrist and it's perfectly still, kind of like he caught a fly.
So you're not blind.
And I smile, and I just smile.
So now I'm convinced that he's not blind until proven otherwise.
I climb up in the wagon.
Okay, so you two, there's only 2 driver's seat spots, so are you just gonna?
Gentlemen, I believe if we're to protect this, it may be best to go incognito and let the blind man sit up front, and let the orc, who might frighten people, sit in the rear.
I called dibs on driving because last time I checked, blind people can't drive.
Yeah, you technically could only barely see past the oxen.
Trayson?
Well,
What
okay, but
says
here's
he?
the thing: Trayson is, Iggy is currently in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah,
the
you
two
can
of you-
contest it if you
Yeah,
want.
so while I'm here first, we can take turns. I'm gonna stick the blind guy in the back seat.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
So you're like picking him up and moving him?
Yeah, I'll put a little flex in, so I'll be like, he sits in the back seat.
I'm gonna roll. You're gonna have to roll for
Yeah,
that one.
this time we'll do a contested strength check for
Alright.
each of you.
Can I roll from dex since that's how I would fight him instead of strength, or
Well,
would you?
well, it's kind of like he's trying to just pick you up. Well, we could do that. You could do
Yeah, 'cause-
acrobatics versus strength, because you're going to try to avoid him, but you're going to try to pick him up.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, Trayson, you could
Ooh,
rage.
sorry,
to do
Trayson,
this
you're
if
not
you
beating
want.
that.
He's
With
got a nat
advantage.
20, my dude.
Well, I'm going to as well. Ah, it's 11.
Oh, he got a nat 20.
So
That's
you
insane.
try to pick him up to act cool, but this guy has been around for a while, and he kind of knows how to fidget out of your way,
I also hit him with my quarterstaff when he tries to
and
do
he
it.
bonks you
Dodge.
on the head with the
Just kills him on the spot.
I lean over to Trace and I say, I'm convinced this guy's not blind.
I think this guy's faking it.
Oh man.
Now, there's also an idea of
Go ahead and take 2 damage.
there's also the oxen are not going to walk super fast, so there's also the option of one of you guys walking beside, or someone can get in the back, or you guys can all try to squeeze on the front, whichever works for you.
You know, I think I'm gonna just get out of the driver's seat and I'm gonna stand on the oxen like a surfboard. Just to really like assert my dominance, like, hey, blind guy, check me out.
I'm gonna say.
But then also, I want to like, I don't know. That's just a funny thing. If you're riding down the road, and there's just some midget riding on a donkey or an ox. Or whatever.
I do say, I go say, my oafish friend, I do want to ask, please don't ever try that again. You can continue to sit in the front seat, and I climb up next to him. So I say that to Trayson's character after dodging and smacking him.
All right.
I stick my hand out to shake his hand. He can't see it.
Do you choose to leave him hanging?
I'll leave him hanging.
All right, perfect.
All right.
And then I whisper
That's-
over to Zach, he is blind.
This is gonna be an ongoing thing if he's blind or not.
All right,
Yeah.
so now we've got Bartimaeus and Iggy in the 2 driver seats with the oxen, and with the reins being with Iggy, and then we've got Billy Bowlegs riding the oxen. You said you're standing on
I'm standing.
the
Yeah,
oxen.
I need to roll an acrobatics. I take it.
Well, yeah, once
Dude,
we
you're a
go.
swashbuckler. I feel like that's you're good.
It just is that a 6 or a 9?
That's
Hey,
a 9.
I'll give
That's
you.
a 9?
Hey,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
give you advantage on that.
Well, that one's a
shit.
17, so that one was good. And okay, I'm
Take
glad
the
you gave me
17.
advantage. Yeah, that was a nat 1 on the second one.
Now,
What is
also,
all these
this time,
wires?
straight up, give me a performance check as well.
Performance.
So we
Yeah,
know
I'm
you
good at
can
that,
stand
too.
up there, but now we're gonna know how confident you look while it's happening.
Okay.
Flashy.
Performance.
Yeah.
What's
So it's just be
It's a
charisma.
charisma.
I'm gonna roll. I don't know which one to roll, and I keep rolling
Get rid of
nat
that,
ones.
dude, get rid of that D20.
That's a 17.
Okay, yeah. So you're up there, you're stable, and you're looking as cool as you think you look while you're up there.
Yeah.
I yet again chuckle, adding to the idea that I may or may not be blind.
And I just say, you can't see me.
To John Cena.
Yes, the gentleman I used to know back in my old town, John Cena.
Cena.
All right, so now we will.
Hey, Thomas the Good is
I don't know what these are, but thanks,
Okay.
Thomas.
Or cheers.
Cheers.
Just money.
Dang, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank
bud.
you.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Uh,
go give Thomas the Good a shout out.
yeah, yay,
Yeah,
Thomas.
man, Thomas the Good, we appreciate you, bro.
Following since 36 minutes ago. Thanks, bro.
Iggy and Bartimaeus, why don't you both give me perception checks before we start?
20, 30.
Good night.
He's on top of these rolls.
13.
So as you're getting comfortable, you kind of feel around and you feel that there's like kind of plugged in one of the slats here. There's another letter there.
I kind of grab it, I open it, and go, like, feel for it, and then I hand it, and I said, my orc friend, do you know how to read?
I do know how to read.
Would you mind reading? I believe we have another letter left from our good buddy.
And I
hand
take
to
it.
him.
As
from
I
him.
see this happening, I say, if you don't know how to read, how did you read the first one?
To me?
Yeah.
It was read to me just as this.
Oh, okay. Likely story.
So, okay, I will say one thing that I didn't do well my first time DMing that I want to do better now is that I'm not going to instruct him to tell the truth, but so I'm not going to like make that roll. But if you want to like say, I don't know if I believe him, you could roll an insight there, or you could just say whatever likely story and move on. So I'm just letting you know.
See, I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna not roll anything because I want to believe in my own mind this guy's not blind.
Okay.
So I don't want to start convincing myself like, oh, maybe he is blind.
Okay, that makes sense too. The letter, all it says is south on the high road, 3 days, and east on Tribor Trail, Triboar, like a boar, and like 3 of them. And so you're assuming that's your direction. You know where the high road is. It's the main road through Neverwinter, and so these seem like to be your coordinates for where you're taking the.
Let's go!
All right, so you get through the rest of the city pretty well, about half an hour, and you are out of the city on the high road heading south. Once we get on the high road and we start, obviously the oxen aren't going to run, but they will pick up speed a little bit once we get on the high road since there's no turns or anything. And go ahead, since you have the reins, to make an animal handling check for me.
All right. Animal.
Hope you took some history or wisdom.
He's 14.
Ah, 13. Cannot roll.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 20, 13's in the higher end.
Handle them all right.
I think you need to throw that dice away, because is that the same one you're rolling nat ones?
No, that was I already threw that one. That one's in jail.
So you don't fail, but you don't
Do expertly great.
you don't do great. You guys
I'm 13.
travel the rest of this day pretty well, and we get to the end of the day, and the oxen are kind of tired, and it's this time to take a rest. So you can maybe try to set up a camp, or maybe sleeping in the sleeping in the
Put us like right.
or
We'll
not.
use the map.
I agree with that.
How do
Are
you
we on this road? This is the road we're on?
Yeah.
This isn't the road we're on quite yet, but we can use this
Just as an
and
example.
then
You
just
have a mini, Tracy?
turn it around.
Yeah, you just want me to use.
He's got an orc. He has an
Yeah.
orc.
Let me just use that because all I
Yeah.
have is master reading.
I think that's a good downside.
Of
for
how
you.
long though? Like,
That one?
do I forget something?
I
like
think you
immediately?
just need to act like an adolescent child the
Yeah.
entire game.
Yeah, just think
Like,
about.
not that you just forget stuff, but like the whole, I'm gonna drive because I said so. You know?
Yeah, you're just gonna
like
be.
Yeah.
Totally
Just
like.
be a butt.
Yeah, like an adolescent child.
Yeah.
You know, like you feel like you're such a big deal because this guy asked you to come do it. You know.
Yeah,
and-
how it was worded
Like-
that I'm old enough and.
Yeah, like I'm clearly the same level of clout as you guys, even though you're older than me, because I got asked to come too. You
Yeah.
know.
This guy is just an orc, not a half ork.
That's good
fine.
enough.
Full orc
Looks
is
like
fine.
Shrek.
Definitely not 14, but hey, we'll use him.
1400.
It would be
Same
funny.
thing. Starts at 14.
There he is.
Here we go.
All right, so we're at the end of
Gang's
the
all
first day.
here.
Hero Forge has some pretty cool options for half orcs. Because I
Yeah.
almost did a half orc and made one.
All right, we're at the end of the first day. Time to rest. So you guys have personal supplies probably a little bit as far as bedrolls and stuff, but then, but there's also the wagon you could try to stay in too. But yeah, whatever works for you.
I'm gonna climb up into the back of the wagon, and you guys, are we gonna take watch? You want to take watches?
Do we need to take watch?
Do we need? You want us? Yeah. I'm gonna say, hey, I have a feeling that since we're taking this wagon somewhere and it needs protecting, we may want to go ahead and take a watch. So we'll do.
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Okay. That was not a good roll. 6.
You're
Wait,
pretty,
no. 18. That was a 12. That was a 12.
So yeah, so you
No, it was a 6. Sorry. I picked it up like that. 2 and 12 are right next to each
okay?
other.
You're familiar with the high road, but you're getting to a point where you don't really know how safe it is. So yeah, you probably would really want somebody to keep
Yeah.
watch.
So I'll say I'll go. I don't mind going first. for watch.
Makes a lot of sense to have the blind guy watch.
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
Well, I'm gonna see. Do you guys want to?
I was actually fixing to say.
Yeah, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
I
You
was
can-
fixing to say no. I don't like how well you can see. I'm gonna be brutally honest with him because I'm 13.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't like how much you can see. So I think I'll go ahead and stay up.
You know what? That is a little bit of wisdom. I have a little pride in myself. I guess I'm just going to have to sleep all night. And then I climb in the back of the wagon and go to sleep and don't have to worry about taking a half rest.
Perfect.
So I'll stay up.
Yeah, I guess that makes you second.
I mean, this is pretty. I feel like that's pretty normal for 13-year-olds to want to pull all-nighters. So yeah, I'll sleep too.
So you're gonna watch all night long.
I'll watch all night. I don't know.
Well,
He's already said it.
I'll watch all night.
You already said it.
It'll just hurt them later.
perfect element.
That's what you think. I'm a
All right.
stealthy boy. I'm gonna
So
get out of
then,
the way.
just go ahead and give me
Oh Lord.
4 perception checks.
Oh Lord. All right. We're just gonna go ahead and fast roll them. 15.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Okay.
We're done for.
But it's not in combat, so it had me
23.
6.
Yeah.
But still would have failed.
13.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's a couple times throughout the night that you get a little bit scared. I will say during the night you could have taken a short rest, which means you can roll a d12 and add your con to it, because I know you took some damage from him hitting you, so you can
Oh, I
at least,
actually took that damage.
you
Okay.
can
Yeah,
at
you
least
took 2 damage.
you can at least get that back.
On the head.
But it would be impossible for you not to get that back, because even if you rolled a 1 on your hit die, you get +4, and you only did 2 damage, so you can go ahead and go back up to full. You will take 1 point of exhaustion because you didn't sleep.
Okay.
And I think I have that on here. So that this just means for the rest of this day, until you take a long rest, you'll have disadvantage on all your ability checks.
Okay.
But other than that, you'll be good. And then, but nothing happens throughout the night. There's a couple times you get scared because you're 13 and like you try to act tough, but then you hear like an animal and you're like freaking out. But you make it. You don't wake anybody up, and you make it to the next morning.
Sounds good.
Perfect. All right, good thing we didn't die.
Sounds good. Do we know how long until we get to the next?
3 days.
We have 3 days.
3
Hey,
days.
Captain 0518 said this blind dude is the coolest.
That's
Yeah,
Jordan.
He's a little. He's a little biased.
Yeah.
That may be me.
Hey, is that you on there? Or is it someone named themselves after you?
That was me. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it'd be beneficial to.
Captain
Yeah.
518 is also my
T-Bone.
PlayStation handle, so if you guys ever want to play PlayStation,
Oh,
Captain
that was-
518.
Oh, you're T-Bone.
Yeah.
That was me,
You're
yeah.
a cougar.
I think I'm the coolest.
That's funny.
I'm gonna have you as a friend.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and start. I'm down to start rolling unless you guys want to do something.
Yeah.
Can you add
Can I-
friends on here?
Yeah. Can I ask one of the other 2 guys? Can I say, since I stayed up all night, is there any way until we get to the next destination I could potentially sleep in the back and you just wake me
Do
up
you
when
want
we
me
get there?
driving, bud?
Well, we have one other able body,
I'll drive him in them saddles.
and so I'm gonna get in the back and take
Him in the
a.
reins. I'll take.
You said
over.
I'm still exhausted even if I take a short rest.
You go to sleep. You go to sleep.
Well,
free,
you
baby.
could potentially take a long rest,
Yeah.
sleeping in the back.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and just attempt that.
Cool. For the sake of moving the game forward, unless you guys want to have any sort of conversations today, we'll say that this day goes by,
Yeah.
and then halfway through the next day, so everybody's full rested, you find the Tribor Road.
So long rest goes well.
So this is
Alright.
the tried to do road.
So we're about to get there. Unless you guys want to have any sort of conversation, but if not, we're good to move on.
I'm good.
I'm kind of good. What I do is I kind of act like I kind of doze off too, and I just kind of sit back, and at that point I let my familiar fly up.
Cool.
And so he's just watching the road while it looks like I'm napping.
Yeah. So you kind of know what your distance is. It can kind of see, pretty far. And
About 100 feet.
so
So he can't. He's just limp. He can't feel or like sense anything in his body.
no.
But I
I
can see
wouldn't-
whatever you do because I have a sparrow watching.
But he's watching forward. right?
But you also technically probably wouldn't know what he was doing. That he
Yeah,
was
no,
doing
I'm not
that.
gonna. I'm not. Yeah, that's meta. I was just gonna like, while I'm driving, just like wave my hand in front of him again, see if he can see me.
Yeah.
So just play into this.
Well, this time he wouldn't react at all, probably. So
I do
you're
that.
probably convinced a little bit more toward blindness.
Yeah, I think I'm like 50-50 now.
All right. Well, now we're getting where you guys find the Tribor Road. Let me get a history check from everybody again, or for the first time.
History. Oh boy, I'm a dumb boy.
Dirty 20.
I am one stupid boy.
Trayson.
18.
That
So-
would be an 8.
Everyone but Zalin has actually heard of the Tribor Road before. You may not have been here, but you've heard of it in the past or from stories. So you kind of know what its vibe is. It's gone from the high road being kind of green and somewhat busy because people tend to use it for lots of main travel. So very rarely are you the only people you can see. It's not a very lonely place. The Tribor Road, however, is pretty different. The trees here, once you kind of get a couple of yards in, are pretty dead, and it's a lot more gloomy. So, who is driving now?
I am.
I think balance.
So go ahead and make an animal check for me. Animal handling check.
Best at this, man. 18.
Perfect. So once we get through about half a day here, the oxen, and then make a perception check for me as well.
Okay. Oh, 6. 6 is, I never
That's a
know.
9.
That's a 9, okay. I got a 9.
You don't get a plus to your proficiency.
Nope. My
So-
wisdom is 0.
So you are good to go, thinking everything's good, but you, against your judgment, kind of feel the oxen slowing down. And at that point, you look out. Who's going to be up front with you?
He's up front,
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
up
with
front.
his
I'm
little-
still in the back
his
of
little-
the wagon.
His little Tweety bird.
So you may have seen this before, but regardless, you walk up onto 2 horses that seem to not be living anymore. In the middle of the road, they hadn't been moved. There's
So
2
at
horses.
this
in the middle of
point,
the
my bird sees that, and
Yeah.
I exit my corporeal form
Yeah.
thing, and I just kind of suddenly sit up, you know,
And as he does that, I just think to myself, maybe he was asleep.
and I.
road. Now you're back to 60-40 at least.
And I do this, and I clearly know they're there, but they don't know I know they're there, and so I kind of do a loud enough smell for him to hear, and I'm like, are there corpses around? Has something died near us?
Yes, there is 2 horses in the middle of the road right in front of us.
Guys, I believe we need to be extra cautious. How are the oxen handling right now?
They slowed down, but it seems like they're not spooked.
Have you ever heard of creatures that live in the woods that are known to be powerful and kill?
I've heard
Fun.
I've heard a lot of tales growing up on the sea, but I've never seen one for myself.
I believe we're about to run into a situation here. We may want to be on high alert. At what point I get the quarterstaff and I go back and pop him again to wake him up.
I'm awake. I'm just sitting in the back.
You just hit him for no
Oh,
reason.
okay, well I pop him and I say, young boy, I think you need to be on alert.
All right, can I climb into the back seat instead of being in the wagon?
No, there is no back seat.
Okay.
It's just the
Okay,
one
so
seat
I'm
across
just gonna
the
Take
sit
1
there.
damage or 2 damage.
That's so stupid.
Well,
I
it's
say-
easy. You can
I say, you hit me one more time, I'm hitting you back. I don't care what my mama said.
you can easily look over me though because I'm very small. So
So the
Test that
horses,
hypothesis on the next available opportunity.
the horses are in the way of the road, so the oxen are not going to go around the horses.
okay.
I
I say, all right. Well,
guess
the youngest one has to go move them. That's the
Yeah, I
only
guess
way.
this is why JR decided to bring an orc along for the journey.
I obviously can't move them. I am very frail.
Son, what is your name? I think
Uh,
we even asked each other's names.
no,
No, you never did.
we haven't even
I
asked.
haven't cared.
I said the name is Iggy.
Iggy.
Iggy is
Iggy,
Ah.
Iggy Acacia.
Iggy. Well, hopefully this will be a name remembered far after this journey. We worked with what's his GR?
Gundren, yeah.
We
GR.
worked with Gundren long enough to know that maybe it's best to not exchange
Wait,
names.
Grundon.
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 Maybe it's best to not exchange names until after. But Iggy, why don't you go ahead and move those horses, and we'll keep an eye out for you.
Okay.
I
trust you. I trust you. Okay.
I dismount as well, but I stand about 20 to 20 feet.
So he
Where are the
can't.
horses?
Yeah, we'll set this up.
Can we set this up? Here.
So basically, he won't be able to
Red horse.
see.
We'll just use 2 of these as horses. Yeah, just put those two just kind of down on the side, just across the road, kind of halfway up.
Okay. And then we'll see we're right here.
Yep.
I'm gonna go walk. I'm gonna be 20 feet or 10 feet in front of the horses, kind of keeping an eye out.
All right. And you're approaching the horses?
Yeah, I'm approaching the horse. How can I? Is there anything I can do that potentially see how long they've been dead? Like, did
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
While he's
Okay.
doing that, I would like to roll stealth.
All right, I'm gonna
And
roll.
I'll text you my number so you know if I'm stealth or not. and then
Okay, perfect.
18 for investigation.
As you,
My passive perception is 16.
okay, as you go up, you actually notice that there's like there are a couple of bags and like oh shoot, what's the thing you put on a horse that
Like
you
a
ride
satchel
on? Like
type.
a
I know,
saddle.
like, oh wait, I see a saddle.
A saddle, a satchel. And you see the insignia GR.
What do you see, boy?
I see the initials GR in the saddle.
Oh goodness, no. Did you guys ever play The Force Unleashed?
Mm-mm.
Did you ever play The Force Unleashed?
Maybe.
Did you play that? Where you're Vader's apprentice?
Yes, I played that just for a little bit.
I'm gonna talk like General Coda is,
Hey,
'cause he's also a blinded.
you
player.
said there's a saddle. Is there any pouches on the saddle that I could potentially look in?
Wait, real quick. As you are standing and you are investigating, you guys notice. They both would have noticed you. Sorry. So you know, where did you? What was your goal in that?
I was just like while they were looking, I was just going to be stealthy and just to hide, but also to have opportunity if something were to attack.
Hide where?
Just in the woods.
Behind that oddly shaped tree.
And I just imagine like the way that I start my sneak is I go into the carriage and I like close the curtains behind me. Like that's how it all starts. But then when I run to the side,
Batman
they
exit.
just see me.
So anyway, what were you saying, Iggy?
I wanted to see what are there bags or like a pouch on the saddle
Yes.
that I could potentially open and look in, see what could be
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll another investigation,
Nope.
or since I've already?
No, you're good.
All right, so
Yes.
I open up. How many pouches are there?
There's two, one on
Okay.
each horse.
Well, I'm just gonna open up
yeah,
the
they're
first
both
one.
they're both empty. They've both been looted.
Okay, so they've both been looted. Do they look like?
You do see one like cylinder map case that's laying on the ground to the horses, but the lid is off of it and it's empty as well.
Is there any inscriptions or like anything that could potentially tell me who this came from or what kind of map it could have potentially held?
Nope,
It's just a
it looks
blank,
very secretive. It's just black
it's just
leather
a black
horse.
case.
Well, how are the horses? Have the horses been
That's what I was-
mutilated any?
I was fixing to ask.
Oh, yeah,
Can I
horses,
tell?
There are arrows on the horses,
Okay.
and the arrows have black feathers on the
Black
tips of them.
feathers,
Are you
Okay.
telling us these things?
I can be. Yeah.
What do you see?
These horses have been shot with arrows. The tips of the arrows have black feathers
Are
on
the
them.
feathers ruffled or they look fine and precise?
They're pretty fine. They're black.
Are they fine and black or are they ruffled and precise to you?
They look like they were made with precise intent, and they look like it was not necessarily a struggle to overtake.
I don't believe. Okay, this is not orcs. Maybe bandits.
Maybe. Well, I also found a map case, a little satchel type case, but it's empty. Maybe used for a map.
I guess I would say let's move them and get rolling.
Yeah.
See what happens.
About this time, Zalin, you being in the woods, you hear a slight breathing behind you, and before you have a chance to,
I want to see if I have a reaction.
well, you're gonna have it. The first thing that happens, you'll not have a reaction for, and you will. Does a 15 hit you?
It does not.
You see a javelin whiz by your head and stick into a tree in front of you.
as it sticks in the tree, am I allowed to react?
1 second.
Okay.
Trayson, a 9 misses you. Huh?
By a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so you see
By a lot.
you see it's also just the curse of the DM that you can roll like 20s and then in combat you're just going to roll once. It's just the thing I found. But anyway, a javelin also kind of, it doesn't pass you, it like lands right in front of you in the dirt, like it was a little short. And then 17 doesn't hit you. Same for you, you're kind of standing closer to the wagon, and one passes you and like sticks in the side of the wagon. And there have been 3 javelins thrown. And at this point, I'll need everybody to roll initiative.
As I roll for initiative, I drop my quarterstaff and draw my sword and shield.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you didn't have your shield out the first time, so would that have hit you without your shield?
What was on my back, so it would have still
Yeah, but-
added to my back
you're not
armor.
holding it. I think that's how it works. Is if you're holding it.
I think, yeah. What's your AC without the shield?
I mean, my AC without the shield is 16. My AC with the shield is 18.
Well, it's a 15, so it wouldn't
Oh,
matter.
okay.
I rolled a 17.
Which it doesn't matter. The point 17.
Yeah, initiative 17.
At 20 plus 13, 33.
Good
Come
night.
on, these nat 20s.
Well,
Jordan ain't
Even if
got
you
a-
rolled a 1, you
Jordan ain't got an uneven dice.
It's the same one from our other campaign.
gave her a salt bath, baby.
Man, that's
What'd you roll?
Well, a nat 20, but it was on scale of 33.
Okay. Zalin?
12.
12.
Good old 12. D&D is probably really hard if you can't do math.
And Iggy? What was your initiative roll?
17.
All right, so I'm gonna place these just so when it happens, you guys will know. But you guys don't see anything quite yet. So they are hiding in the woods, and you guys have heard, you guys know that 3 things have been thrown, but that's the only clue that you have. And we start with Jordan. Yeah, sorry. Bartimaeus the blind.
Yeah. So at which point I'm going to cast.
Well, you don't. Okay, actually, yeah. So how rules as written work is that the 3 of them that have thrown, you know where they are.
Oh, I do know where they are?
Yeah.
Okay,
Once you've thrown things, you lose being hidden. So.
Okay.
And we'll say it's all except for this one.
Well, technically, he's within 10 feet of me, correct?
Yeah, but he's hidden still.
He can't hide from a blind sight. And well, what does his stealth outweigh my active
Well,
perception?
this guy's further than 10 feet though.
Well, this one's not.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that's the one that threw at you, so you know where he is.
So I know exactly where he is.
Yep.
Okay. So rather than casting, I go straight for the attack. So yeah.
Yeah,
Let me get my dice.
our first battle.
First battle. Let's see what we got.
All right, that's going to be a 19 plus 7, so a 26.
What's that D8 for?
That was damage.
Oh,
I rolled my damage at the same time. Is that okay?
yeah. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
What was your attack?
My attack was a 26.
Cool, that'll hit.
Yeah. And then I hit him with 5
And what attack are you making?
with my rapier, single-handed rapier.
So you have to take 5 feet toward him.
Oh yeah, take 5 feet and rapier.
Perfect. And you do 5 damage.
5 damage. And then I guess so. 2-weapon fighting. How does that? That doesn't mean I get a second attack as a bonus action.
2-weapon fighting would only work if you had 2 weapons in each hand. So since you have a shield, you
Can I
don't get
strike
2-weapon
him
fighting.
and use it as a fit, like a unarmed strike?
Read what 2-weapon fighting says.
It just says 2-weapon fighting. Here you go. When you take an attack holding in one hand, you can cause a bonus attack with a different light melee weapon. Okay, so there you go.
So you
All
you
right.
get the 1.
Well, in that case, then I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to do when you cast a spell, bonus action, turn and a spell, you can take a. No, I don't do anything on my turn.
Cool. So we move on to that goblin. He's going to respond to your passes, and he's going to pull out a scimitar and swing back at you.
Have you guys seen my wooden case?
I don't know where you put it.
With the first one, he is going to swing, and you just very smoothly and calmly move out of the way, but he gets a second attack. And his second one is a 15, or no, sorry, a 19.
A 19, yeah, he'll hit.
So with the second one, so he comes with the first one and you kind of move, and then he kind of gets you a second time and you weren't expecting it, and he will hit.
So I use Arcane Deflection. When you're hit by attack or fail a saving throw, you can use your reflection to gain a +2 bonus on your AC against an attack, or a +4 on a saving throw. And I can't use any spells or cantrips until the end of my next turn. So my AC would have jumped up to 20, and that's a reaction in combat.
Okay, so that means you can't, on your next turn, you can't use
Spells.
any sort of spells.
Yeah. When you use this feature, you can't cast spells or other cantrips until the end of my next turn.
So that would put your
Yeah.
your AC at what?
20 for his attack.
Cool. So then never mind. So you will pass both of his attacks. We move on to Goblin Number Two, who is going to be the one behind you, Alan. He's going to run up to you and get within 5 feet now, and he's going to take 2 swipes at you.
Do I see him at this point?
You haven't had a chance to turn around yet,
Okay, so he's.
but you are aware that he's back there. So he won't get surprised. He won't
Okay.
get advantage or anything, but he does know that you are. The first attack, he will swing, and he will miss. I rolled 4s on both attacks.
Okay.
This is going very well. New dice time. So he swings twice and misses both times. We then move on to Goblin 3, which is the one by Iggy. He will also attack twice. The first one is a 14, which I'm assuming doesn't do anything much. The second one is a 19.
That'll hit.
That one hits. Finally a hit. How about that? And he is going to hit you with 5 points of slashing damage as he kind of slashes across your back. Now we're at Iggy. It's your turn.
After that, I
Kill a biggie.
turn around. Can you put me within 5 feet of him,
Yeah,
please?
he came within 5 feet of you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna zip around
around.
really quick and then hit him with my great axe.
We'll say, since you are a barbarian, you can go ahead and rage if you want.
Okay, yeah. I was
Only
reading
if you
on
want.
that.
I'm just reminding you.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
I'm just gonna go ahead and rage. You know, why not?
You know what? Now that you
Yeah,
mention
now
it,
that you mention it,
I am
that's
gonna
actually not a
rage.
bad idea.
So go ahead and read. Go ahead and just read off the beginning of rage, since we have some new people on the stream.
All right. As a bonus action, enter a rage for up to 1 minute, which is a cumulative of 10 rounds. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws, not attacks, +2 melee damage with strength weapons, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage. You can't cast or concentrate on spells while raging.
So basically, you now get resistance to all the damage these guys do, which means your damage can be cut in half. You also get to add 2 to all of your damage rolls. Also, keep in mind that on your attacks, you can choose to attack recklessly and get advantage on your attacks, but then the people that will attack you also get advantage, so it kind of works both ways, so just keep that in mind too.
No, I'm
But
just
it is
gonna-
your turn
Yeah.
to attack.
And I hit him for 18. Does that hit?
It does hit.
Okay.
Did you use reckless or no?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and
And
roll damage.
we don't order them.
I hit him for 17.
And we don't have anything on hand.
Plus the 2 for
Yeah,
rage.
that's +2.
All right.
You like that shirt?
No, I like the concept of the fact that we don't have to order them anymore.
Yeah.
If they buy it themselves, it goes straight to their door.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do this for young adults.
All right.
not a bad
Anyway,
idea, yeah.
But I will buy one of these.
you
It's
have a
sick.
second attack, right?
No.
Yeah, you should have second attack at level 5.
Don't see it.
Look at the scroll up. Where does it say actions in combat? Scroll
Right.
all the way up. All the way
I'm
up.
1,000,000%
Two.
sure.
You have an extra attack, bro.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Attack actions in.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So you can take.
Yeah,
a
I'm just gonna
strike.
do just an unarmed strike on him.
You can.
No, use your great axe.
Wait, can I
bro.
hit him again?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you can full.
Oh
on.
wait, no, it's the other campaign. I can't. do
Yeah,
that.
dude. Yeah, go.
Then
for
I'm
it.
just gonna.
He's a cleric in the other camp.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I can only hit. So I'm gonna do once, and then I'm gonna come back with the second.
Oh yeah, roll your second attack.
Yeah. And 13 to hit.
Well, you can choose reckless. That will miss, but you can choose to attack recklessly and get advantage if you want.
Okay, then I'll attack recklessly.
All right.
And then
So roll again.
and a roll
Killed him
again.
in one attack, dude.
26 to hit.
Yeah, that'll
That's a hit, my bro.
So roll damage.
Yep. 16 damage. So what is that? 33 damage total.
I feel like Trayson was somebody who wanted to play a cleric, but now that he's a barbarian,
One
he's happy
thing-
he's a
I'm kind of
barbarian.
liking how I can actually hit people in this campaign.
One thing that you notice whenever you go to swing at this goblin, who was very bloody after your first
Oh, he about to
first one,
die.
is that he disappears and a new goblin that was not there before arrives in his place. So
I hit him for the 16.
you're hitting him, but what was the damage?
16.
Okay.
Dude, right here.
Well done.
That's good.
Yeah, I wish I could hit like that in the other
I'm
campaign.
telling you,
Me
bro.
too.
You're learning. Maybe your new play style may not be a
Yeah.
cleric. I hate playing a cleric.
No, I actually like being a little bit beefier.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
Goblin 4's turn. He's the new one that's just
That's
showed up
popped
in front of you.
me. Okay.
So he's going to attack you now. And you used reckless, right?
Yeah. So he rolls at advantage.
So he rolls at advantage. So that'll be a 20 to hit,
That'll hit.
and his second one will be a 21 to hit.
That'll both hit.
So they both hit. All right, and that will be
This is gonna hurt.
Dude, you're a barbarian.
that'll be 20 points of damage.
I think
Goodness.
it's gonna hurt.
Great. And then
Most
after
damage
Goblin
I've ever
4,
taken before.
we got old Bowlegs.
Okay. So when I didn't get to say this one, but when the javelin stuck into the tree.
Yeah, so this is kind of picking right up from there.
Yeah. So just a quick thing about my character is because I have little man syndrome, when I'm around other people like these guys and I want to make a good impression on them, I have to fight with my rapier with two hands. So it's like a long rapier that I think that I'm big, and so I have to use it with two hands. But if I'm not around them, and I'm fighting off to the side, I'll use daggers.
Okay.
I'm just saying that just as the DM, you can keep me accountable of that.
So what do you have right now?
I have 2 daggers out right now because I'm in the woods, so I
Awesome.
know they can't see me. And so I have 2 weapon fighting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to roll to hit twice.
And you're a rogue, right? So you technically don't have extra attack. You can just use both weapons
Yes.
because of the 2 weapon fighting.
Mhm.
Got it.
One of those is a nat 20, and the other one is a 26. No, 27.
So they'll both hit. So I'm assuming you're going to use your. Well, you can't use sneak attack, unfortunately. Cause,
No, I can't use
yeah.
sneak attack now, but what I do have as a swashbuckler and the feature that I chose is I use Piercer on a critical hit. When you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
Okay, here's what you're going to do. So critical hits mean that you are going to double the roll on the die. So what's your damage die for the for the dagger?
It is 1d4 plus 5, so I'll roll
Okay.
3d4, right?
No, because you roll. So you're going to roll the d4. Just roll 1.
There it is. That would be a 1.
So because you got a crit, that'll double to 2,
Okay.
and then plus 5, so that's 7. But
then
because of your
another D4.
piercer,
Yeah.
you get to roll another d4 and double that.
And then plus 5 as well.
And plus 5. No. That one is just straight up.
That's another 1.
So that'd be 9 points of damage. to
Yeah,
him
and
from
then
the
my
first
other one. I
And
have
for your second one, now you roll the 1d4.
another 1. So 6 plus 6.
So 15 points of damage.
And then I would like to. Okay, that's just a bad one.
That's a bad Did it roll a 1? No, it rolled a 4.
Okay. And then. So now
So now you've used your action, so you have a bonus action,
I do. Yeah.
speed,
so
that sort of thing.
fancy footwork. So during your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of your turn.
Nice.
And so what I would like to do as a bonus, so since you can do that as a bonus action, I would like to take cunning action, and I would like to use the hide action.
Perfect.
And so I'd like to roll for stealth, and then, so tell me if I can do this. So if I roll for stealth and then successfully do it, and since he can't see me and take opportunity attacks, could I move behind him?
Well, no, we'll say like, so it's pretty heavy wooded tree. So we'll say how much you have 30 feet of movement.
30 feet a minute, yes.
So you don't just
25,
like
sorry.
you don't just like step behind it, but you just can go off in the tree and then show up back behind him.
Yes, that is what I'd like to do.
If you succeed on the stealth.
Okay. Gosh. It all comes down to this. 17.
The goblin.
All right, we'll move on. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know next time.
Okay. So I am perceived as
So
stealth.
so at this point, you have kind of moved to get behind him, but you've kind of done like 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, I just imagined there was like a bush behind me, and I just
Right.
walk into it, like that Simpson gif, Homer Simpson, where he disappears into that bush.
All right, we're back up to number 1 initiative order, and that is Bartimaeus the Blind.
Bartimaeus the Blind. Well, if you guys missed it last time, I cannot use any spells as attacks.
Right.
And so what I'm going to unfortunately do, because I can't do, which would be fun. Of course, I don't want to play all my cards right now. I don't want everyone to know what I'm about. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit him again with my rapier. And so that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to be 6 damage.
Okay.
And then that's it.
All right. Now it's his turn. He's going to make 2 attacks against you with his scimitar, whatever. And one of them will be a 12, so that'll miss. And the other one will be a 21.
Okay. I mean, there's no limit on my Arcane Deflection. It's a part of me being a war wizard.
What does it do?
When you hit by an attack or fail saving throw, you can react to gain +2 bonus to your AC.
What's your AC?
Well, what did he roll? A 21?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, he's gonna hit. He's gonna hit. So I'm not actually gonna do that. So I'm gonna let him hit. Yeah.
And he is going to do. He's going to do 8 points of damage.
All right. I take it in stride.
And he is going to use his bonus action to disengage. And he is going to run. So let's say you guys are here. He's going to take his bonus action to disengage, and he's going to go 5, 10,
Do I get an opportunity attack since he walked just past me through
No.
disengage?
No, because that's what
Okay.
bonus action disengage is.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he has come into the woods over here behind you toward where he knows his other friend was supposed to be hiding. Now we move on to Goblin Number 2, which was the one behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know where you went. So he is going to... so technically now, since we're not playing meta, he's not going to disengage from you. So he's going to move, but you'll get a chance to attack him. So he's going to try to leave your space, so go ahead and take 1 attack.
So I don't get to use both daggers.
You can use 1 dagger,
Okay.
but
Do I
you
get
can
sneak
have
attack?
advantage now on the roll because he doesn't know where you are,
Okay.
and that will give you sneak attack if you hit.
Okay. So I get advantage on the roll, you said?
Yeah, that's how you would get your sneak attack.
25.
Yes, and you can roll if you want because it's fun, but he's going to die.
Yeah, why not? I like rolling. So I'll go ahead, let me just roll this one. That's a 2. And I have, no, I won't do that. Okay, so 2. So I'll do 2 plus 5.
And then since we're level 6,
7.
you have 3d6, right?
Yeah, 3d6. Wherever the 6 is. Dude,
So for those watching, rogues only get to attack once, whereas bigger,
That's not
more
6.
fighty characters like
That's 6.
Tracen's
Square ones are 6.
Dude, I thought that was it,
Barbarian
but I
get to
couldn't figure
attack
it out,
twice.
dude.
It's a feature at level 5. Zach's rogue doesn't get to attack twice as a part of his character. Instead, he gets sneak attack, which means that if he attacks somebody and they don't know he's there, he gets to do his typical dagger damage, which is a d4, a 4-sided dice. Now I'm going for dummies here, but he also gets to add 3d6 to that roll. And so that everybody knows, had he gotten sneak attack on his last turn, where he rolled a natural 20, which means he got to crit, he would get to double all of his sneak attack die as well. So sneak attack is the bread and butter of the rogue.
Yeah.
So
19 damage.
19 damage. So this guy,
Oh, you just-
he's not even unconscious. He is permadead, and I will let you name your kill. Describe how it happens. for us.
I see him running away, and after seeing that javelin fly past my head, I just have this extreme confidence of I'm not gonna miss this, and so I just throw the dagger at him. And
Anywhere specific? I mean, this is
I
a
mean,
church stream, but
yeah,
you know,
oh
anywhere
gosh,
specific.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it. I mean, how long's the dagger? Like that long?
Yeah.
You can go through his head and stick out the other end.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to stick him to the tree, like through his
Through his
face.
noggin.
So,
Right through his eyes into the tree.
so yeah, as you throw it, he's kind of running right past a tree, and the dagger will go through him and stick it to the tree, and he is now bolted to a tree,
And I just look at him and I'm like, it's nice. Nice go.
That's not a skill.
super dead. Now we move to Goblin Number 3, which is
He's the guy that switched with me, right?
yep. So Goblin Number 3, none of you guys know where Goblin Number 3 is, and he's actually going to stay over there because he's currently hidden. Iggy, your turn.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and while that guy's just standing there, I'm gonna go ahead and just swing on him. And I'm still raged.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm still raged.
Yeah,
it was
you
it was more of a yeah. And so I'm gonna go ahead and question when it comes to the reckless, am I
Uh-huh.
still, or do I have to pick it
You-
again?
Yeah, but it doesn't cost you anything. You would just say,
Yeah.
I'm going to attack recklessly.
Okay.
That way I know.
Here, here's a question for you. So in the case that if I attack recklessly on this guy and it switches again,
Go ahead and
does
read.
he-
Go ahead and read the description of reckless attack.
I don't see.
Since this is also partly a learning stream as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it's under your either features and traits or actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check. Oh yeah. Okay, when you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to make an attack recklessly, giving you an advantage on the melee weapon attack rolls during using strength during this turn. But attack rolls against you, you have advantage until your next turn.
The idea is not. It's not you versus the person. It's just you
me
in general letting your
It's
guard
just me
down.
in general.
take-
Oh,
Okay.
Now, one thing to keep in mind and my Wi-Fi isn't super great right now. Go ahead and remind yourself, because I'm not sure either, because you keep in mind your berserker thing or your frenzy rage.
That's what I'm looking at. Well,
So with your frenzy rage, you could make 3 attacks. You can have 2 attacks because of your extra attack, and then you can take a 3rd attack as your bonus action.
yeah, and it's just okay.
So just keep that in mind too.
That's what I'm looking at, and I only get yeah. All right. Well, then I'm just attack at rage, and I'm gonna attack recklessly. So
All right.
I'm gonna swing my great axe. 13's probably not gonna hit, but I get advantage for a 21.
That hits. I don't think anyone's missed. Maybe you once, but
Yeah.
so yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll your
11 to hit him.
yeah, and you hit him, and he pretty much just folds underneath your attack. How would you like to
So
name your kill here?
I hit him, and he kind of wiggles back and forth, you know, like in Mortal Kombat. You know, he's fixing. You got to finish him.
Finish him.
And I give him a wet willy, and then he just explodes.
Yep.
He
And,
explodes.
and so you just kind of take your big great axe and hit him, and then you can tell he's dead. So you kind of stick it out and stick your foot out and just kind of like push him off the end, because you have made your dad proud in your mind by killing the goblin. Great. So we move on to Goblin 4, who has been finished. Back to the top. Bartimaeus the Blind.
Well, at this point, there's nothing within 10 feet of me.
Right, and even though the goblin didn't take the hide action, you know that he went that way, but you're not sure exactly where you couldn't have seen where he went.
Yeah. Well, then, with that in mind, I'm gonna move. So with me being blind, do you want me to roll for perception for the direction that I know he went, or I can just walk in the direction that I know he went? Because I can still see 10 feet in front of me, so every 5 feet I take, I can see 5 more feet.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any idea where he went, but let's say you can roll, because you can't see, I'll let you roll perception, but you have to roll disadvantage.
A disadvantage on perception, and that would be in combat for more than 10 feet.
Do what?
Like I'm trying to think like a perma game rule. Like in combat for more than 10 feet, I can roll for perception from disadvantage.
Yeah, because the idea is, so if you're going to attack somebody that you can't see, you have to attack them with disadvantage. So I'm trying to see, you're trying to perceive someone you can't see. So I'm just kind of using that as our, you can try to perceive where you think they might have gone, but you're going to have disadvantage. It ended up working. I can do that. I'll do that later on. So go ahead and do disadvantage, and I'm going to roll a contested stealth check for the goblin against your perception.
Let's see. So it's going to be a 12, just to go in the direction that I believe he went.
So go ahead and roll me a d4. So 1 is north, 2 is east, 3 is south, and well, you know it's not west because you saw him go behind you, but we'll say
4.
So because you didn't succeed your perception check, you're going to think that he came this way. Now you're going not sure of yourself because you don't know which way he went genuinely, but we'll say that since you failed your perception check, you're not exactly sure where they went.
Oh yeah, did I kill the guy in front of me?
You did.
Okay.
It's just kind of hard to say how you find people that you can't see and don't know where they are. So
yeah,
I'm trying to.
And I can see the horses are there, so I know he's not there.
Yeah, I mean, he could have gone behind the horses. I'm just saying, like,
Okay,
because he had 25 feet of movement,
All right, so
or
I'll
30
take
feet of movement, so he could be 30 feet away from you.
3, 4, 5.
And now you can see Iggy.
Iggy, 6.
Cool.
I still don't see anything.
You
and
can try to, you can still, you know, I mean, technically you could attack and just swing at whatever, but there's
No,
nothing to
I'm
hit.
angry that I can't see because I do grow frustrated in my blindness, and then
Okay.
so I say, if I can't see, no one can see. And I cast Fog Cloud on myself.
All right, so what does that do?
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
What is it? What are you measuring right now?
I'm drawing, hold up. So I have let's see. Oh wait, no, I was in the wrong thing. So that's my range. So on myself, it's 20 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So anything in the radius of 20 feet, sphere, fog will point there. The sphere surrounds corners. Heavily obscured, lasts for the duration or until wind or moderate, great in speed, at least 10 miles per hour has to disperse it. And so it casts a fog cloud for 20 feet around me. So
Okay, it doesn't. So I don't really know what this does. It says heavily obscured, but I don't know if that means that people get disadvantage on attacks. Like I don't really know what.
yeah, how?
Heavily
we can look at
obscured.
a game mechanic like fog, cloud, combat. So let's see. All right, ambush and a run. So a heavily obscured object does, this is page 183 of the handbook.
Okay.
Heavily obscured object doesn't blind you. You are effectively blinded when you try and see something obscured by it. And so if you're in the fog cloud, you're blinded.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
that's page 183 of the handbook.
So that applies to everybody, even friendly, right? So
Everybody, yep.
Everybody is in that.
Within
Well,
this-
maybe not Zalin. He may barely avoid it,
I
but
think I'm right out of it.
so you definitely
ish.
see the fog cloud. The fog cloud form, but you don't know where it. So everybody's blind now. So that's great.
This is interesting.
Well, the whole point of me being blind was learning how to blind everyone else, so now I'm on an equal playing field.
No, now you have advantage. 'Cause
Yeah.
you still your blind
Yeah.
sight isn't affected.
So my blind side isn't affected, but everyone now has disadvantage against my attacks.
Right. Cool.
Oh yeah, I thought about how to play a blind character.
So now we move on to Goblin 1, which is over here with his friend, and he, gosh, Gosh, I don't know how the mechanics work of like
I would say he doesn't know the direction to run out of the fog cloud. So he would probably have to roll perception to know which direction to run, just as I just did.
Well, he knows where it came from because he wasn't blinded. Like he's in the woods though, but he was looking over at you. So he may not know how far it goes behind him, but he knows from where it came from.
Gotcha.
So we'll say that with his action, all he's going to do is use all 30 feet to go this way and go out. But he's not going to attack anybody or anything like that. So he's over here and he's out. But that puts him far away from everybody. The next one is Goblin 3. And he's going to do the same thing. So they're both going to be out here and have no idea what's happening. And the next person is Iggy. And you are blinded and not really sure how it happened, but you're just, immense fog has surrounded you.
Well,
You know what direction you can run from, I guess.
so I heard them run that way,
No, you wouldn't have heard anything because they were over in the woods.
and
Well, make a perception check. Let's make a perception check.
all right, let's see. 13.
You heard one go that way, but no, there's one of them that nobody had seen because they were hidden and you didn't know where the person was. So you heard one of them, but not the other.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna yell out, "Hey, what happened?" I can't see anything.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
He is blind. I knew it.
And so we'll go to Bowlegs, where the fog has come up right to your face, but not overtaken you.
I would like to make my way to the road.
All right.
10, 15. And I'm just gonna stand there. Am I still stealth? Perceived as stealth?
Yeah, no one's seen you.
Okay. So I'll just stay right.
Especially now, no one can see you.
I'll stay right to the edge then, but kind of keep to the trees. And I just want to mumble under my breath. Maybe he is blind. Because I'm imagining that I can hear Trayson yelling in there.
Yeah.
Or Iggy.
So you would and it is rules that once somebody makes themselves known, you have the gist of where they are. So you could like go in his direction and probably find them.
I think I'm just gonna stay here though.
Yeah.
How long does this last?
An hour.
Oh, good.
Or until the wind blows it, but the wind would need to blow it 10 miles per hour to push it away.
We'll also say this. We'll say you can walk a direction in the fog, but your movement, except for you, everybody else's movement will be half speed because you don't want to trip over anything. So we'll say that part of it as well. Because you're blinded, you know what direction things are, but you move at half speed.
Just wait till we're in a closed room and I use this.
Oh, good. Hey, I'm only gonna benefit you.
All right, we're back up to the blind.
All right, so I'm gonna roll the same perception check for the sound I heard when them running.
Okay. Well, this time you would have heard one of them already because you heard them. You heard one leave because he wasn't. So you don't need to roll. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, so I know which direction they are.
You heard one leave because he left you, but he didn't bonus action hide, and I forgot to say they bonus action hid that time, so they're not hidden right now.
Gotcha.
You don't know there's two over there, but you heard one.
But I can run over there where they are.
If you have enough speed, yeah. You definitely do.
1, 2, 3, 4. So now they're within 10 feet, and I know.
Yeah, but
I know there's two of them or no? After passive perception 16. Well, actually,
you definitely know there's two of them. They're within 10 feet. Both.
Okay. All right.
You're probably surprised there's two, but yeah. But now they can see you and you can see them.
Okay, cool. Well, at that point, as a bonus action, I cast an Echo Warrior.
All right.
Can I get another mini?
Yeah.
I'm doing this because they can't see me right now.
Yeah, they can.
They can.
Oh, they can't. Right. Let's see here. We'll use that guy. Not because it's,
Okay. I cast an Echo Warrior immediately behind them. And so how that is, Manifest Echo as a bonus action. You can use a bonus action to magically manifest an echo of yourself in an unoccupied space that you see within 15 feet of you. The echo is magical, translucent gray image of you that lasts until it is destroyed, or you dismiss it as a bonus action until it manifests another echo, or until it's incapacitated. It has a 17 AC, 1 hit point, immunity to all conditions. And so that's the whole thing. And 5 feet of your echo moves. So I just manifested my echo behind them, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take an attack on the one that's closest to me.
Great.
So, all right, let's get the D8 rolled. So on my attack, it's going to be a 10.
Yep, it'll miss.
All right. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so that will move us to Goblin 1, which we'll say that's the one nearest to your Echo. So he's going to turn and attack the Echo guy. And he's going to. Ooh, he rolled a nat 20. So that'll do it. So he disappears at that point with one hit point. Is that right?
Yeah, he would disappear.
But he doesn't bleed. So now the Goblin knows that that was like some sort of facade. Not smart enough to know why or how, but knows that that was.
Yeah.
So he is going to turn now, and his other attack, he's going to.
With his turn, would my Echo have gotten a opportunity attack on him, or no?
No, there's no opportunity attacks because he never moved out of his
Gotcha,
range.
okay.
But his second attack was a 4 on the die, so his second attack will miss you. We'll go to the next Goblin, who will make 2 attacks at you now that he can see you. And one of them will miss. The second one is a 21.
Yeah, it hits.
And it will be an 8. 8 points of damage. I didn't mention it for the first one, so I'll leave it. But the second one is going to take the bonus action to Oh, he doesn't have to disengage because he's. Oh, he would have had to do that to hit you.
Yeah.
So he moves 5 feet. Now he's going to disengage. He's going to go.
Both of them swung at me, so they both would have been 5 feet.
Oh, you're right. So we'll say then this one, the one that hit you, will disengage, and we'll go.
He just moved into the fog.
Yeah, 5.
Now he's at half speed.
All right, good. So 5, and then 15, and then 25. So he's just over here in the fog because he feels safer in the fog because no one can see him. But the other one is standing out there beside you because I forgot to do that with him. So we move now to Iggy.
I mean, same. You said this thing lasts about an hour, but I wouldn't really know that.
But you're hearing a battle.
Yeah, I'm hearing a battle over there to the left, but I don't have. You said it's half movement speed.
Yeah, but you can also say, I mean, if you don't think you can make it and you just want to run, you can.
I'm just gonna take off running in the direction, so 20 feet.
If you want, wait, what's your movement speed?
It's 40 divided by 2.
You can elect to dash as your action if you want.
Yeah, just take your full
And
action.
then you could take your full speed that way.
I'm just gonna do that then. Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
No, he'll have 40 because he's using
But
his
he's
action to
moving at half
dash.
speed.
Yeah, but his speed becomes 80 because he's using his action to dash.
Oh.
Right.
So now it's 25.
So basically, you can get over there wherever you want.
Now you see us. Do you want to get up in this business?
Yeah, I'll get up in that business.
You want to flank him?
If I
You have more than enough freaking speed to flank him.
Yeah, I'm gonna flank him then.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Well, I'm rolling at advantage.
Yeah,
if
but
if I do reckless.
You can't attack this turn though because
Oh yeah,
the
because I
only way
dashed. Yeah.
you had to dash to get out of the fog.
But he doesn't know I'm there.
No, he definitely does because you can't. He's not in the fog.
Oh, okay. Then
Right, you guys
So
are-
we're all. Oh, is that with that red?
Yeah,
Okay.
I drew. It's rudimentary.
It's rough, but it's
Okay,
it's-
so
yeah,
we're
it's-
out of the fog now.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can see. You
But
see.
we're
us.
off the beaten path.
But this goblin is definitely scared because he's surrounded by you two.
His turn's already over.
And now we use bow legs.
I mean, there's nothing much that I can really do.
You've heard the people are over there, so you at least know that.
Yeah, it's just getting through the fog with half movement speed.
You can see it, but you can see. I mean, the fog kind of ends, so you know that there's. You can run around the outside of it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay in the woods where I'm
Alright.
at. What would I roll to like stay alert? To like see if to notice any movements or sounds, maybe someone trying to come up from another way.
Well, I could say you could roll stealth to just re-stealth so you're
Okay.
hidden, but then you could hold your action.
Okay.
I'll say you could hold an action to make like an attack or something if you end up doing.
So re-rolled stealth, you said? That would be a.
He runs into a tree.
13. But hang on a second. I think I have a thingy. I have an ability to re-roll essentially. Like if I don't like the way that I rolled. Let's see if I can find it. If I find it, I'll mention it. But yeah, I'd like to ready like my 2 daggers, like I'm about to strike
All
if
right.
someone comes up,
Sounds good.
and then I'll see if I can find this thing.
Back to the top.
I tell this guy, hey, I saw where the other one ran. Kill this one in my absence.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
5, 10, 15. I'm up on this dude.
Oh, you went back into the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now I can attack him with sneak attack.
Well, you don't have.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
you
I
have.
do.
You took a rogue,
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, yes, I do.
but it's just 1d6.
It is at right now. Yes. No. And so he doesn't know I'm there, so I'm about to surprise him. Let's see. Let's hope this hits. That plus 1d6. Definitely a hit. 26 to hit. And then he's going to take 7, 8 damage.
He's on his last leg.
And then... yeah, that's it.
All right, Goblin 1, which was this one that ran in, is going to turn around to you and know that you're within 5 feet, because if hit, he's going to say, mercy, 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 and plead for you to not kill him, and say, if you don't kill me, I can tell you any information you need to know. And that's how his.
Is he speaking in common?
No, I guess he's probably speaking in Goblin, but you can tell in his. No, he's speaking in Common.
Okay.
It's very Common's not his first language. You can tell, but
Yeah.
he's speaking.
Can you
in
give me an example
Common.
of what it would sound like?
I'm not the best impressionist.
I could go a lot of ways.
All right, well, I'll just wait. Do I wait until my next turn to act on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all he's gonna do. So now we move on to Goblin Number 2. Goblin Number 2, not as he's was a little bit weaker than Goblin 1 that time, and he is fighting to the end. So he's gonna turn around and look at you and take some swings at the half orc
Okay.
because he can see and the other one couldn't. So he's going to attack you twice. And he is going to, because he is so terribly injured, he misses both times.
Okay.
So now it is your turn, Eggy.
All right. And has it been 10 rounds?
So you have lost your rage because last turn you moved without attacking or being attacked.
You're right. So my range ended early,
But you can re-rage if
Wow,
you
so
want.
they really just gave a lot of people single awards this year, huh?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do that.
That's very
I'm just gonna
creative.
re-rage because, worst comes to worst, this fight could be potentially over. So I'm gonna go ahead and just rage up,
Alrighty.
and I'm not gonna attack recklessly.
Alright, you're just going to straight up.
I'm just gonna straight up go for him. I'm gonna swing my great axe. Ooh, 17.
That
17.
just hits.
Just barely hits. That's all that matters. And
Go ahead and roll both your attacks before you roll damage.
okay, well then that was my first attack.
Okay.
17 to hit. That one's not gonna hit. Second attack's not gonna hit.
What was it?
It was a 13.
Yeah, no.
And then
you can't use your bonus action to attack because you used your bonus action for rage.
Okay.
You could have used your bonus action to do the what kind of barbarian are you? What was that other thing called that you had?
Reckless?
No, shoot, let me pull it back up. You could have,
Are you talking about the frenzy?
yeah, you could have done a frenzy attack, but because you used your bonus action to rage,
Yeah,
you can't do that. It's not. But
No, I just needed to.
all right, so
I
roll
needed
damage.
to re-rage.
Roll damage
I,
for the first one.
I hit him for 12.
He is very dead.
Very dead. Perfect.
All of that, he's dead.
Yeah. Can I wet willy this guy?
And so, how would you like to kill him?
Well, he tried to swing on me, and I'm kind of towering over him. And I don't know, I'm guessing after he missed, he kind of looked pretty scared.
Yeah.
So I kind of went, boo. and then just like tapped him on the head, and he just fell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like with the backside.
Yeah,
not
with the
sharp
backside,
side.
like not even very hard. I just went.
And he falls unconscious. He's not dead, but he's unconscious.
Oh, can I finish this?
You can if you want. Yeah. All right. So now there's not a threat for you. It's your turn now, Zach. Billy Bowlegs, but there's no threat to you.
Can I make a petition with the DM that a big, strong breeze of 11 miles an hour pushes through the woods at this time?
Sure. You have to persuade me. It's okay, I'm persuaded. So now at this point, there's been enough of a breeze where the fog's still kind of there, but it's been spread enough where you can see through it pretty well.
I would, okay. So now that I see that, I would like to put my daggers, not away, but like in their own little sheaths so they don't see that I was fighting with 2 daggers.
Yeah.
So like tuck them into my sides, and then I walk up to them, and I say, what did I miss?
Back to you.
Apparently
You've got
this
the-
one's ready to squeal.
Oh, my favorite. Oh.
Sure.
Oh, okay, cool. Let Alan with us. So I'll give you 3 chances, young orc, to tell me something, or young goblin, to tell me something that I believe is worth your life.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're here because you knew the people from the horses.
Did you know the people from the horses?
I mean, I just know them because I know they existed because I know that they weren't here.
I destroyed
Yeah.
them.
And we were
So-
told to be here, but I don't. He's also on his last leg, and he is not doing well. Like you could very easily just like kick him, and he would fall over
Okay.
unconscious. But anyway,
So I tell them, then let's start there. How did they die, and then who told you to come?
well, you see, we have a lair a little bit far from here, and we have a leader who's a pretty nasty bugbear. His name's Clark, if you were wondering. And he basically got a letter from some king somewhere and said that someone named the Black Spider or something was trying to knew that some guy named Gundren Rock Seeker was going to be coming down this road, and so they sent us out there to make sure that whatever he was going didn't happen. So that's what we did.
All right. Well, I appreciate the information. I believe. Then my question to you would be, tell me where this layer is, and
I could do you one better. I could just show you if you want. I mean, I don't want to die. If you let me go when I get there. I mean, I wouldn't want Clark to know that I brought you, but if it's gonna let me live,
I can relieve you of that worry right now, and you can tell me where it is, and I roll for persuasion.
okay.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, sure. So you'd rather me just tell you and not take you, because it's kind of a hard trip back there. We've got some people along the way that may be trying to cause some trouble. It's and I could make sure that didn't happen if you took me.
Well,
Sounds like a little crap.
yeah.
I would like to roll insight.
Yeah, roll that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have good wisdom, so we're going to see how this goes. 17.
yeah. Because you could tell that if he was gonna, he is trying to barter for his life, but all the rest of his friends died, and he doesn't seem like he wants to at all. So you believe that he is.
So I believe that he would be able to
Yeah, I'd say
convince these other people.
I'd say that you, maybe even against your will, have just the tiniest bit of compassion.
Well, start with telling us, and we'll see.
I just grumble. I hate this feeling.
So actually, if you can follow me, it's kind of just back this way through the woods, and he just kind of points over to the woods. And I can show you. There's a trail, and I can just take
Do
you
we
around
have
the
a
trail.
map?
No,
Yeah, it's right
it says in here that the map is only for the DM, but
Okay.
So-
Do you have a map?
oh, I don't have a map. We do this all the time, so I've been through the trail and.
I'm gonna ask you again. Well, I persuaded him. He's supposed to be telling me, right?
Yeah,
I just
well,
want him
he-
to tell me. I don't want him to show me.
Well, he wants you to just show you the trail that's like
Okay.
a couple feet away.
All right. I
and
help
then
him
he'll
up,
say,
and I allow him to lead me to the trail.
right. So he kind of rushes over to the trail, and it kind of shows you the trail, and it says this is the way to get there. It's not the easiest of trails, but there it is. It goes back to our little hideout place.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and I say, as I promised, I will relieve you of the worry of being caught. And I just rolled a 24 to hit, so I kill him.
All right, and so he falls dead, and now it's the three of you with 4 dead goblins, 2 dead horses, a wagon with some what did I say? Oxen leading the way.
Witness of the murder.
You know that
He killed our friend.
you actually go ahead and when you get to the trail, whoever wants to make an investigation check.
I
I have a
I have
decent-
+4.
No, yeah, that's you.
What do you have?
I have +1.
-3.
All right.
Negative.
What's
-3.
your rule? Well, as I know we got to wrap up. What's your rule on assisted rolls?
Yeah, if one of you wants to help him investigate, you can have advantage.
buddy.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right,
roll.
let's
with
both
him.
roll at the same time.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
I'm one dumb boy. Ooh.
19.
20.
Nat 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Oh.
So you do notice that there are some markings of like you see goblin footprints, you see like some rougher places where people are dragged. You see a little bit of blood, but not a lot. So you may assume from that
They're
this
alive.
is where they took them, but they may not be dead.
They may be alive.
That's what I was.
So now, as we come to a close today, you know that
Loot the goblin
it
bodies.
seems like some goblins may have taken your friend Gundren and the guy that was supposed to be helping him to Phandalin, and so you have a choice to make for next time. You can either pursue the goblins and to their lair. You can continue on with the wagon. You have choices to make, but we will save those choices for next time we meet.
Sounds good by me.
Hey guys, we would also love
Thank you.
your opinion. Should we go and see about saving our friend and pursue the goblins, or should we forget about it and then chase after the original goal of taking this wagon full of oxen? So go ahead, subscribe, comment, like, do all of that stuff, and then let us know what you think we should do. No promises that we'll listen,
No.
but we would love your opinion.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, as we wrap up, thanks everybody for watching today. It was our first time, so
That's awesome.
even though
Yeah.
we're still getting acclimated to the new situations, it was a lot of fun for us. I
Yeah.
hope that it was pretty fun to watch.
Where can they find
and,
us in person?
in person? Well, I live at. They can find us here at church. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're all Jordan's with young adults, and Trayson, you help with the youth here at the
I help with
Fairhill
the youth on
campus, and I'm
Wednesday
doing
night.
some middle school stuff, and Zach's around all the time
Everywhere.
doing some
Yeah. So
camera
we-
stuff.
yeah.
So we're here. You know.
Yeah.
Have a church home?
Yeah, come check it out, man. If you don't have a church home, if you're looking for a place to plug in, if you enjoyed this and you're like, man, this is pretty cool, well, we do this as a church, right? So come check us out. Come find us on a Sunday. We'd love the chance to meet you. We always love getting to meet the people that watch our streams,
That's
that check
awesome.
stuff like this out. So
Should we give them a code word to tell us so that we know they watch?
Yeah,
this is
Gundren.
Ian.
If
Yeah,
you
just say-
whisper Gundren,
Yeah.
we'll know that you're cool people. But we're all on Instagram too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, follow
Our
us
handles,
on
our
Instagram.
handles are
on the
scrolling
bottom.
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so follow
So
us on
drop us a
Instagram,
follow.
shoot us a message. We'd
across
love
the
to,
top.
we'd love to chat
And
with
across
you.
the top, yeah.
We're everywhere, man. So get a hold of us. But most of all, we'd love for you to come check out our church, come hang out
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah, and I think just a little fun thing that you could do is like in comments on Instagram, whatever, just drop some player names. Maybe some NPCs could have some names, whatever it wants to be. It could be creative. It could be Greg. You know, it could just be whatever. I think that'd be a fun little twist.
Oh yeah.
Just to have some player names that we just give shout outs to people. So
Oh, and we actually did a competition, but we didn't have anyone send it in yet. We last time we streamed, we actually told them to go and create a character on D&D Beyond because it's free. And if they send us the character, we'll work that character into the campaign, either as a bad guy or an NPC or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, make sure y'all do that. For sure.
All right, guys.
Well,
Thanks
let's
a
get
lot.
out of here.
We'll
Perfect.
see you next time.
Bye,
See y'all
guys.
later.